And now for the news and details. In a move that will drastically change the recruitment procedure for the Indian military, the government Tuesday announced the Agnipath scheme, which will take in youth between 17.5 years of age to those aged 21 as soldiers for a period of 4 years. The scheme was cleared by the Cabinet Committee on Security, which is chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Recruitment rallies will commence in 90 days and about 46,000 soldiers will be recruited under the scheme this year. The scheme seeks to replace the existing recruitment models under which soldiers are recruited as sepoys into specific regiments based on class patterns. The eventual aim of the scheme is to keep the tree service younger and agile while reducing the overall pension burden. In a major update, the day after the Tetsumi village youths dug up paddy fields and burned down 150 huts of Chizami village in what has been alleged as a case of land dispute between the two villages. Chizami Village Council in its press communique vehemently condemns the inhuman actions of the Tetsumi people and refutes the allegation made by the Tetsumi Village Council chairman claiming it as a land dispute. CVC stated that hundreds of Chizami families whose sole paddy fields are located in the area are totally affected by the act. The Chizami Village Council further denounced the dastardly attack on a woman farmer by armed Tetsumi youth on the fateful day. The statement stated that the women, along with other family members and friends, were working in their agricultural field at Tsirti location, where men from Tetsumi village forcibly grabbed their baskets and threw them away, further grabbing the woman and punched her all over the body. Chizami Village Council, through its statement, urged the concerned authorities to book the perpetrators who assaulted the women and prosecute them as per the existing laws in the interest of justice at the earliest. In its mission to tackle corruption in the state, the Nagaland police has appealed the general public to inform the CID Nagaland if there's any such practices of corruption, demand for bribe or disproportionate assets by public servants of state government, Government of India, state and central public sectors, undertakings as well as banks. The complaints can be reported on the following number: 6009-308-037 and email ID statecrimeps-ngl@gov.in. Stressing on tackling the corruption, the Nagaland police has said that it is not the responsibility of any individual or single agency but a collective responsibility. They have appealed the public to report any of the above forms of corruption practices for necessary legal action. They have also said that the identity of the informant shall be kept confidential. The Nagaland Assembly Secretariat Staff Association (NASSA) has been undertaking an indefinite agitation against the appointment of a retired official, Dr. P.J. Anthony, to the post of Principal Secretary in the Nagaland Legislative Assembly Secretariat. The NASSA has resolved to, as part of their agitation, engage a pen-down strike and by wearing black badges. This was stated by Sizo Toteo, Secretary of the Protesters Joint Action Committee. The protesters conducted a briefing for the media at the Nagaland Legislative Assembly Secretariat in KOHIMA. He said an ultimatum has been served to the authority to revoke the appointment ordered to Dr. P.J. Anthony by June 13, 2022. He said that the agitation was against the illegal appointment of Dr. Anthony for service in the NLA as its Principal Secretary.
Is against the illegal appointment of Dr. Anthony in the Assembly Secretariat and against the arbitrary framing of certain provisions of the service rules to accommodate his service. Additionally, the association representing the members of the staff had submitted repeated representations to the Honorable Speaker not to extend his service in the NLA Secretariat. And despite our resistance and our representations, the proposal for reappointment of Dr. Anthony to the post of Principal Secretary has been endorsed to the government at the highest level. And on 25th of May, his appointment was approved by the Cabinet, relying on certain provisions of the service rules, which he had himself arbitrarily revised to the disadvantage of our interest. And for this only, we have started our agitation starting from 2nd June. And today is the 10th working day of our pen-down strike.
The Nagaland Education Association today stressed on the need to promote traditional knowledge and indigenous education in Nagaland. Addressing a press conference here today at SCERT KOHIMA, NEA President Dr. Zavise Rume said that prior to the modern school education that was introduced in Nagaland, the Naga people did not have any formal system of instruction. He felt that the need to bring back Naga traditions to the school system of education to produce well-rounded and productive individuals. Dr. Rume maintained that the Naga people had their own refined system of learning, adding that they had a storehouse of vast indigenous knowledge with a unique method of learning through hands-on practical experiences, practical life and oral tradition. Dr. Rume said that National Education Policy 2020 is committed to promote tribal knowledge and indigenous and traditional ways of learning.
Whatever materials been used for our buildings, for our handicraft, everything is eco-friendly and biodegradable. Hence, no pollution, even if there is any waste of materials. We use bamboo for hundreds of items, such as building, houses, tools, implements, household items, including food items in the form of bamboo shoot, which is a favorite for all the learners. We should educate and help our children, our students, to replace all pollutant materials such as cups, plates, spoons, etc., made with china clay, glass, plastics, etc., in all hotels and restaurants, and free our lands from all these pollutant materials.
The Voluntary Blood Donors Association of KOHIMA today observed World Blood Donor Day in the Red Cross building with the theme "Donating blood is not an act of solidarity, join the effort and save lives." Speaking during the occasion, Indian Red Cross Society Nagaland State Branch General Secretary Dr. Nipe Kuria informed that despite all advancements, artificial blood cannot be prepared in any laboratory. It has to come from the human body through blood donation, he said. He appealed to the state government to support noble organizations such as Blood Donors Association to strengthen and expand their efforts to promote voluntary blood donation in Nagaland. Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority Joint CEO Johnny Rongmai launched a blood donation app which was developed by NK Square. Altogether, 40 persons from different backgrounds, including the 78th Battalion CRPF members, came forward to donate blood today. Assam continues to be ravaged by floods and landslide triggered by heavy rains in the last few days. In yet another incident on Tuesday, a massive landslide triggered by incessant rainfall has killed 4 persons in Nizarpur near Baragaon in Assam's Guwahati. According to reports, the unfortunate incident occurred at around 2 a.m. and killed 4 laborers working on a house construction site. Speaking to HornbillTV, the Deputy Commissioner of Guwahati, Pallav Gopal Jha, who was at the site of the landslide, said that rescue operations are on the way in every vulnerable area and disaster management authority deployed.
fact, I am there only right now when you are calling. I just left the place. Nothing. It's a very unfortunate incident. It was not a very high hill, and the area here people are settled since very long time.
Okay.
But then in the morning, a massive landslide happened. A lot of volume came, and around 4 people have died in this constructors from opposite district.
All right, sir. And were they trapped inside the house for some time, or they?
It happened very late in the night. By the time they were recovered, police and everyone had responded quickly. But then the onlookers and the neighbors, everyone says that it was so massive that dead body only could be recovered later. This was in our list of vulnerable areas. We had been speaking to people before also. Be aware of landslide and all. But then it happened last night.
And sir, they're all male?
They are all 4 are male.
Okay.
All are from outside the district. We are processing. We are trying to get hold of the next of kin. We're planning to so that we can give the ex gratia.
Yes, sir.
By tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
By tomorrow or day after.
All right, sir. And how is the situation right now? How is the
situation? Guwahati is expecting rains for another 2 days. So some areas are inundated, but as of now, from last 2-3 hours, there has been no rain. So we have requested people not to venture out if there is no necessity, and also so that the traffic lessens on the street. And also, if we have opened up our helpline numbers and the administration numbers and all, in case people need to contact us if they are feeling vulnerable, if they are feeling scared, we can shift them to some relief camp kind of locations. So that also we have prepared.
All right, sir. And is the disaster management deployed in areas?
Yeah, all everywhere. A lot of places landslide has happened, so clearing up is going on. A lot of places people are getting rescued out of their house and shifted to relief camp and all. In other areas, mostly related to waterlogging.
The Uttar Pradesh police on Monday arrested a Chinese national who had allegedly been living in India illegally for 2 years and his Naga girlfriend for sheltering him in Greater Noida, according to officials. The media cell of the NOIDA police informed HornbillTV that the Chinese national, Zhuo Fei, from Talizhuang village, Xinji city, who is known as Kele, 36, and his girlfriend, Pitikrinio, 22, from KOHIMA, Nagaland, were arrested from the Taj Hotel in Gurgaon, Haryana, by UP's Gautam Budh Nagar police on June 13. For the past 3 years, they have been staying at JP Greens in Greater Noida. It was revealed that Kele's visa had expired in 2020 and he had been staying in India illegally since then. They were held on the basis of information given by 2 Chinese nationals who were arrested on the Nepal-India border in Bihar on Saturday by the Shastra Seema Bal as they were trying to cross over into the Himalayan nation after staying in India illegally. Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh attended an inaugural function of a national workshop on promotion of palm oil in Manipur today at Hotel Classic Grand, Chinmerong, IMPHAL East. The workshop was organized by the Department of Agriculture under the National Mission on Edible Oils and Oil Palm. Speaking during the occasion, Biren Singh said there had been apprehensions among the public about degradation of soil and forest and that nothing can be planted once palm oil plantations start. The workshop was organized to discuss and make people aware of scientifically proven facts that no harm would be caused by palm oil plantation, he said. Other crops like pineapple, coffee, etc. could also be grown successfully within the premises of the oil palm plantation areas. Mentioning India as the largest importer of edible oil in the world, the Chief Minister appreciated the talent and efforts of Manipur establishments and officials of Agriculture Department for being able to produce saplings of palm oil in short span of time. He said that the palm oil project was virtually inaugurated in Manipur on November 12, 2020 and potential areas of 66,652 hectares had been identified in 6 districts by verifying suitable areas through observation and had started the plantation.
India is the largest importer, as the Honorable Minister also said, edible oils in the world. Now, I would like to thank to the government officials, mainly our Bulman and his teams, agricultural teams, in a short span of time, just within 2 years, we have started producing of sapling. Earlier we were looking, kahan se milega, kahan se lena hai, sapling to nahi hai. Just Prime Minister asking to plant, we are not getting sapling, this and that. So we have developed it. The talent, the capability of our officers and our farmers, maximum percentage we are depending on the outside. Why we should not share something to the nation? जो अपने हाथ में है, जो हम लोग कर सकता है, why we should not share? Why we should not contribute to the nation? Instead of bringing from the outside, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Honorable Prime Minister, self-sustainable.
Indian Meteorological Department on Monday predicted spell of intense rainfall over northeast till June 17. The IMD stated that the current spell of intense rainfall is likely to continue over northeast India and sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim during next 5 days. Current spell of intense rainfall likely to continue over northeast India and sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim during next 5 days. Several places in Assam and Meghalaya are already receiving extremely heavy rainfall. The IMD has also issued an orange alert for Arunachal Pradesh till June 17. Heavy rain with daily rainfall of 150 to 200 millimeter across northeast India has been predicted in this period. It may amount to even 500 millimeter, posing flooding threats and landslides over the regions. As per the weather forecast, extremely heavy rain is expected over parts of Assam and Meghalaya, very heavy rain over parts of Arunachal Pradesh and sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim in the next 24 hours. Fairly widespread rain with thunderstorms is likely over Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura. On June 15, extremely heavy rain is expected on over parts of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam and Meghalaya, while widespread rain with thunderstorms are likely over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura. Meanwhile, taking to Twitter, Special DGP Law and Order has requested residents of Guwahati to restrict road journey to essential only for June 14th, 15th and 16th. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.